you want, what we can do is figure out some of these issues and circle back around here in a couple weeks if you want.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Follow up,
I'm down
and
for
we'll
that.
do the harder questions. What's favorite foods and stuff like that. You know, the stuff that you don't
Yeah.
even know. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you for the patience. You know, it's live theater we got going on here. You got technicians running everywhere. I don't know if y'all see them; they're just running everywhere. But yeah, Trainerichi. So what I've got in my hand here is a nice. Oh goodness! And I dropped one. It's a retro game, and I dropped it.
Oh
But I've got a
no.
nice selection of the original Pokemon games that came out. So I've got
Oh god.
blue,
Red, blue, and yellow.
red, and yellow here, and then I also have gold and silver. And I think I played gold and
Ooh.
silver for maybe like a week, and I think I kind of grew out of it, or I don't know what happened with that. I think girls got messed up in middle school, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on, ladies?" But with that being said, you know, I mean, much to my fail, even in middle school, but still, you know, you got to do what you got to do. If you don't shoot your shot, you'll never know. Um, so you know, shout out to all the girls that broke my heart in middle school. But with that being
I
said,
feel you there.
I feel you, man. I feel you. But with that being said, we have you know blue, red, and yellow, and these were some of my favorites. I know that you're a big Pokemon fan, so like you know like what's you know like first off like what Pokemon game is like your favorite game?
Oh god, there are so many to compare to. Like, I love all of the main story games, like uh Gen 1, Gen 2, 3, so forth and so on. I've had all of them and got to play all of them. I will say though that the storyline and the way things were set up for Gen 5 with Black and White and Black and White 2, not the greatest.
Not the greatest,
Just
so those aren't.
yeah, those they're fun, but it was too convoluted around trying to bring. I can't even remember the storyline, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna just throw this out there, and you know what? Maybe I'll get shunned from the Twitch community, but I have to say that one of the games that seems to be the absolute worst Pokemon game ever made, yet one of the funnest. Okay, I'm gonna put that out there. It's a caveat. Is Pokemon Snap on N64?
Oh,
It's the
dude,
worst Pokemon game, but it's so fun.
I agree completely. I haven't gotten a chance to replay it on the Switch, but that was one of my favorite games on 64. I also had both stadium games. I had Pokemon Puzzle League. Just everything Pokemon has, I've had it pretty much.
I mean, that one was good. I have to say that probably if you're asking for a legit named game that was Pokemon that was the worst, it's got to be Pokemon Pinball. I think that that had nothing to do with Pokemon, and it was just a
I
pinball game on Game Boy.
I will agree with that. It had no sense other than freaking collecting the uh I guess the Pokemon that showed up on the screen or whatever.
I see. That's crazy. I don't even remember that even happening. Like that's how like traumatized I am from it. I have it back there. I didn't even bring it here. Like I have it, guys. It's missing the battery cover. I swear it works, but it's missing the battery cover. But Pokemon, you know, Pokemon pinball right there.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a great game if you're just looking for pinball. If you're looking to do Pokemon, don't even waste your time on eBay.
Yeah.
Don't go for it. But anyway,
Right.
so back to you know question one here is what we got. So first off, Trainerichi, thank you for doing this, and I know I've already
Yeah.
said that, but no, thank you so much. It's probably a weird thing being on Twitch, living your life, and then all of a sudden you get some random whisper like, "Hey, do you want an interview?" You know, so I really appreciate, I really appreciate it. But the idea is, you know, is to talk to streamers who do a lot of streaming and be able to kind of present themselves in front of a much larger crowd, right? And to get an idea for some of the smaller streamers that are I know that are a part of my community, and I know that are out there, they're going to see this because you know everyone's going to go to YouTube. How do I be a streamer, right? And they
Right.
watch 1,000 videos on how to be a streamer, and I don't think I've seen a real video other than you know the normal type that says it's a flooded market and it's a grind to get it done, but no one really knows what it is to be a streamer. And that's kind of what I thought about doing. This was just kind of a Q&A, and being able to hear from real streamers who are down in the trenches, who are grinding it, who are making it happen for themselves, and they're grinding for every follow. They're not on
Right.
the main drag of Twitch that the cheer line, and where people open up Twitch and go, I'm gonna go here, and those people can get, I mean, what, 2, 3, 400 follows an hour, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Imagine if we could do that. I mean, then I guess we wouldn't
Yeah.
need to be interviewing. You have too much time. You probably have a staff. You'd have like 12 mods. You live in a mansion, and all that. So that's really what you're looking at. But the first question I have for you is, what made you decide to start streaming?
Well, actually, I hadn't thought about streaming like back in 2016 when I first started seeing all the YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, the kind of famous ones, just playing video games for a living. I was like, I want to do that. Not so much for money, but I also saw how much they help their viewers get through like depression or anxiety or just tough times in their lives. And I was like, I want to do that too. And then about 2, 3 years ago, when I moved to a new city and made some new friends, one of my buddies, who's now my roommate, told me I should do some Twitch streaming. So I was like, okay, I've seen people do Twitch stream, and it's, in my opinion, okay. I'd rather make the video so that way I didn't have that live interaction to begin with. But now I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I might as well do it. It's more fun this way. I love it so far. Had a guy that's also a Twitch streamer watch one of the streams I did the other night, and we were just talking, and he was asking me questions and all this stuff, and I was just like, damn, yeah, I don't mind this at all.
So,
So that,
so
sorry.
basically, how long? Oh, no, sorry. I mean, if you had more to add on.
Um, Technically, I started streaming maybe end of 2021, beginning of 2022, but I hadn't really continued it with it because I haven't had the motivation really to make videos for YouTube or Twitch, just because life was going on. I was going from all last year, I had 3 different jobs, and it was
Oh
just
my
very
goodness.
stressful. And in July, the place I was living at was raising the rent up to $1,200, which I wasn't going to be able to afford. So I was like
Yeah.
trying to find a place to live, but my buddy offered uh, an extra room at his place, and now I only pay $450. So I'm like, I have a great job right now,
High five
and
to best friend over there. High five to best friend for that.
right, wouldn't be here without him.
That's awesome, man. That's
But
fantastic.
yeah, so now I have best place to live with buddy for decent rent and a decently paying job for like 5 to 6 hours a day for 5 days. I'm like, this gives me more opportunity to do what I really wanted to do, which is make content to help people through their struggles.
That's one of the things a lot of people don't realize, how much time goes into it. They go, I can sit down at a computer and I can play a game and I can just stream and do what I got to do, right? But no one really realizes how many hours goes into, depending upon if you're streaming off of an Xbox, if you're streaming off of a PlayStation, if you're streaming off of a PC, you still have to have kind of a setup, right? Like you can just hit the button and go
Yeah.
live. You need to have, an intro. Sometimes you need to be able to have connection to your chat. You want to know when things happen, like alerts get set up when, there's a follow or there's a subscribe or anything like that. So all that has to be set
Mm-hmm.
up, right? And that's the really crazy
Yeah.
thing about what, streaming is.
Yeah. And it's definitely interesting and hard. Like, I haven't even figured out how to do the notifications for follow or sub or donation or anything yet, mainly because I really only just started. But still, I just started and I already have 16 followers, and I'm like, damn.
That's what's up, man. That's the grind. I tell you, I can't even tell you like how hard it is to grind for just a follow and to really be there like grinding and making it happen and finishing maybe like a 5 or 8 hour stream and you didn't get any follows. And that's one of the things, that I don't think any of the people that are going to watch this video are really truly aware of. They think that you just go live to Twitch and there's millions of people out there, right? And they're going to flood to your channel. Well, that's not inherently true. You've got to have catchphrases in your go live notifications. You've got to have different things that get them. So yeah, man, I mean, just kudos to you for being able to grind it and keep it going. And hopefully now 2023 is a fresh start to the year. You're going to be able to really move forward with, the goals that you have for your channel.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it and just gaining more follow base. And also part of the issue with grinding is trying to get those people to join or to chat with you on the stream, and it's very hard because a lot of times your viewers are asleep by the time, for me anyway, because I stream after work and I don't get off of work until like 10-11 o'clock at night my time, and I don't stream until 1 o'clock in the morning. And most of the people that are up are probably watching the bigger streamers, like the streamer I was on when you found me.
Yeah, so I understand. Yeah, but I mean, you're actually doing it at a really good time. I feel. I mean, that's my opinion. But I feel like if you're on at like 12, 1, 2 in the morning, that's a peak time to be able to try and capture some of those streamers. Of course, everyone's going to be going to the Amaranths and, the Dan Danglers and, Cute Bot and everything like that. But, I feel like that's a really good time for us video gamers to be able to potentially capture in, like for example, one of the streamers that I follow is Smoke, and he's a streamer for DayZ, and I'm a big DayZ fan, and he plays I think from somewhere around 10 p.m. until about 4 to 5 a.m. every day or every other day, I think.
Damn.
So he does it all overnight, and he's got 4,000 or 5,000 followers. So the power and the trick is, kids, to steal some of those followers away from them. That's what you need. So
Right?
let me ask you. So what is your goal as a streamer? How many followers is the magic number for you? Like when, let's say, you woke up and you had, been grinding your channel and you had X amount of followers. What followers is that? And what does that mean for you inside? Like what is it that when you see that many followers goes, I'm there, I've made it. That's my goal.
Probably right now, my goal is 100 followers. Just plain and simple 100 followers. That's all I want for right now. And then I'll amp that goal up as I get further and further along with more and more followers. But you got to start small, right?
No, of course. I mean, I remember excuse me. I remember going in and starting, and it was me. I think my wife followed me, and I had to like beg her, like, "Can you please make a Twitch account and follow me?" And my brother-in-law, and it was like, "Please just follow me. Like any follow will work. If they see that I have 3 follows, they'll know that I have a follow." I'm like, I'm a gamer. So no, I definitely understand that. Let me ask you, what goals do you have for your channel? Where do you see your channel over the next 12 months?
Oh, so basically into 2024.
My goodness, it is
Hopefully,
2024, isn't it? Oh my goodness.
yeah.
News flash to me from you. Wow. Wow.
I hope to be over maybe 10,000K followers. Like maybe almost at 500,000, and be still being able to make the games I love, being able to spend more time streaming, maybe doing something other than just video games, like doing TCG pack openings or doing some battling with TCG with friends or cosplaying or just stuff that's a variety.
What about
Hopefully.
cosplay, opening TCG packs, and sprinkling in like Salt Bay some gaming? What about that?
That definitely could work.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Okay. So what games do you like to stream? I already mentioned Pokemon, and that's okay. I don't know
Yep.
which specific Pokemon you were able to select, as your game. So, what games do you like to stream?
Well, a lot of the games that I love to play, obviously Pokemon, but I also don't just use the mainstream games, mainly because right now I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to rearrange my room so that way I can have my TV by my PC, so that way I can use a capture card on my Switch.
There you go.
Um, but right now I'm mainly just streaming ROM hacks. Like right now, I just started playing Pokemon Reborn, and it is like a complete dark turn from the normal story. Like just in the first 5 minutes, people are dead from a train exploding.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's several Pokemon ROM hacks that I have built up that I want to play, and I know it's going to take a while, but I'm down for the grind for that. I'd like to have a group to do some of the other games that I play, like Ark Survival Evolved, 7 Days to Die, uh, Pixelmon, which is Minecraft with Pokemon involved,
Yeah.
uh, tabletop simulator games, Digimon Masters Online. But I also have some single player games that I want to play, like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I'm pretty sure people have already seen plenty of that been played, but my view could possibly be funny.
So you've got quite a few games here that you're looking at playing. I mean, just kind of
Yeah.
kind of a little bit of everything. You're kind of pulling a little bit from some categories. You're pulling from some hybridization categories. So that's really neat. As far as when you have been streaming, what games does your community like you to stream? So, for example, like I know that I love DayZ, but that's not where my bread and butter is. As any of my followers have, I think maybe 3 have come from DayZ. Most of it is Fortnite. A lot of people like Fortnite, so I play Fortnite because a lot of people like that. So what is, it's different from your game to what your community is. So what does your community want you to play? Like, where do you see the biggest response?
Um, so far, since I started streaming again, the only thing that I've seen a big hype on has been 7 Days to Die. Like that's gotten the most views, and I'm just playing by myself and going around searching through loot and trying not to die from freaking zombies
And here I
and
am, guys,
other
playing
wildlings.
DayZ, and this gentleman's here playing 7 Days to Die, and I can't get a follow, but this is where he's making his bread and butter. Oh Lord, Twitch is just brutal. Twitch is brutal. So yeah,
Well,
so go ahead.
I the only reason I noticed that there was something going on with 7 Days to Die is because I looked up on Twitch 7 Days to Die to see if anybody was playing it, and nobody's playing it. So I was
Hmm.
like, you know what? Let's try this out and see where it goes. And so far, it's been doing great. People have been enjoying it.
My goodness. All right, so guys, y'all can look forward to me next weekend streaming 7 Days to Die, and trying to
Hey,
pick
if
up
you're
follows
streaming,
and steal from Trainerichi.
well, hell, if you're playing 7 Days to Die next week, I'll play with you.
There we go,
It's
man. I'm gonna have to get
multiplayer
it.
capability. Yeah,
Love to.
it's
That'd be awesome.
definitely worth the time.
Sounds good, man. Let me see if I can download it, and I don't mean like I just mean let me see if I can download it and fit it in to what I'm trying to do. And then yeah, man, I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna play. We're gonna do a live stream and play.
Yeah,
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm down.
Um so then one of the final questions I have for you is gonna be, what does your stream setup look like? What equipment are you using? And also
Oh,
to kind of cast that in the future, what do you want to have? Like, I know what you have now and you're going to tell us what you're using, but like, what do you want to have? And I know we all want Amaranth setup. Okay. We all want everything. We all want like 5 stream decks and like 12 screens and all this, but what do you have? And then what's your goal, right? Like, what's your goal to have?
so as of right now, I have a Nexigo camera, which is not working for some reason. My microphone is just a Toner TC 777 audio device, which just is on like a tripod sitting on my desk. I'd like to have like a boom mic or one of those that you can move around and it just clips onto to an edge of your desk.
Okay.
Um, and then for my monitor, it's actually I got this off of Amazon.
We love Amazon,
Last
baby. We love
March,
Amazon.
right? It's a Skeptor 55-inch monitor that can divide itself into 4 different screens, but right now I just have it as 2. And the only reason I did that is because I had tried 2 different monitors, but the tower that I have only has 1 HDMI slot and 1 DP slot, and then one of the old-fashioned ports.
I'm gonna have to hit this applause button here, and I believe it's working. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna applaud right now because Scepter monitors are my bread and butter. I love Scepter monitors; they're fantastic, and I applaud you for using them.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like it's all the tech without the hype. So it's not going to be one of these crazy expensive monitors. And it's like 120 frames per second refresh, and it's like, why do you need that? Like no one needs that. You know, it's like 60 hertz of refresh. You know, sounds good. That's perfectly fine. Like, what are you playing? Like games in the future, like you don't need that all that other craziness. Like it's perfectly fine. They're well priced, you know, decent price for the size monitors and the quality that you're getting. You're not getting some sort of small little monitor like a TLC TV from like Walmart, or you know, one of those monitors that's going to have, you know, probably are pretty good start out monitors. But a Scepter monitor, I mean, that's what every single one of mine is. Like I'm looking around, I have 5 monitors, and every single monitor is a Scepter monitor, and I have to applaud you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had a couple different ones, but for some reason I'm always drawn to the Scepter ones.
They're great.
But if anybody's out there looking for a Scepter monitor and they want one that I have, I will warn you, it cost me almost $1,000. But I did it in 5 separate payments through Amazon, and it was like 100 something for each month.
I know what you're talking about, where they break it down and they charge you per month, right?
Yeah.
God bless Amazon for looking out for us gamers and streamers out there with, you know, the job market as it is, and the fact that we're trying to upgrade our stuff and y'all are causing it to go up in price. But thank you so much for working with us, Amazon. No, that's a really cool monitor. I've never even heard that. I mean, I'd be interested in whenever I post this to YouTube, dropping a link down. If you can remember where you got it, if you want to shoot me over a link in Whisper, I'd love to not only look at it for myself, but I'd love to look at it for dropping it down there for anyone who's looking.
Yeah, I definitely will. I know exactly how to find it. I just have to go into my orders.
Yeah, that's how I do it too. But cool, yeah. So there's that as well. You know, so what equipment would you say that, you know, let's say, you know, you make it to your follower goal over the next 12 months. What equipment are you looking to add to your setup?
Well, I don't think I'll ever change the monitor unless it gets too old to the
I mean, it's already $1,000 monitor, so I'm with you. I'm there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I definitely would would want to get a different camera, because this $20-$40 camera that I have it's good for the normal recording or streaming, but as we're experiencing, it's not working with Twitch. And I wonder if I just have to go into Twitch and like authorize it or something. I'm not sure, but I definitely would want to get a better camera than the one that I have right now, and I wish I could show you.
Well, no, but, I think you know, not trying to poke fun, I think we see that though.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, I think that there's plenty of good cameras out there. I myself, the camera that I use is a Logitech. It's a Logitech. I think I can drop the link and send it to you, but it wasn't that expensive. It was like $40-$50. It's a 1080p recording. And it's a Logitech. It's pretty cool. I have experimented with using a GoPro before, and GoPros are fantastic, but they have that fisheye lens, and they capture like way more than what you actually want captured. So if you've got like a drink station off to the side of your stream, it's going to capture that drink station. It's going to capture your snot rag too if you're sick, because I'm just getting over a cold, so it's going to capture that. And if you've got, a cat that likes to sit next to you, like I have a kitten, my wife got a kitten recently, and it's going to capture that kitten sitting there, and it travels a lot farther in the optics than you would believe. So don't recommend those unless you know how to use them better than I do, guys. But I mean, it seems like Trainerichi, you got like a really nice monitor, so that's good. You go all out. That's what I can tell by your setup right now, just by that. So anyone who's interested in dating Trainerichi, they're gonna take you on a good date. It's gonna be big bang, right there, right there.
Oh, I wish, but
Oh man, who knows? You might get all kinds of phone numbers running through when this hits YouTube. You don't know.
Oh, oh god, you're making me blush, man.
Oh, good thing the camera doesn't work, huh?
Yeah, that's for sure.
No, yeah, it's just conversation, man. It's just conversation. I'm not trying to pick fun, man. I definitely have had my camera issues. I think I have a camera that's still mounted up and it never worked, and I don't know why. And I leave it there as a testament to the fact that I will get it working one day. But yeah, I see all that you use OBS. So you use OBS for your stream?
Yes, I do. I also use it for regular recording for YouTube, and I actually found it I looked through YouTube, went to see what recording software would be good, and every person I saw said that OBS was the best. And so that's why I chose OBS, and it has not failed me yet.
So, did you ever use Streamlabs before?
I don't think so. I'm not even sure if I have heard of it before.
So, Streamlabs just kind of another version of OBS. A lot of people use it. I know that people like CuteBot use it and whatnot. You can tell by the different emojis and graphics that they have, kind of what they use when you get into building streams and whatnot. I've used both. I first started with Streamlabs, and there was a lot that I couldn't do. So I ended up going through and doing OBS, and I could really get my cameras to work. I could get my audio to work, and plugins were a lot more natural. As it's kind of explained to me, the OBS is more of an Android user to Streamlabs, which is more of like an iPhone user. Streamlabs kind of creates everything, and it's a lot more simple. I didn't find it simple, but it's supposed to be a lot more simple. And it's in a package deal. It's free to download, but it's in a package as far as they only unlock certain things for you to be able to use versus OBS. So it's good to have another OBS user out there. I personally like OBS and it's open source. I have thought about going back to Streamlabs, but I'm still 50-50 on it.
Right. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm an Android phone user, and I find Apple products very complicated to use, so probably won't go to Streamlabs.
Understand?
But,
Understand.
And plus, I haven't had any issues with OBS, so I don't really see me wanting to go to a different recording software or live streaming software because I just love it.
And that's why I thought I'd ask that, because there's eventually this is going to be going to YouTube next week. And I just wanted to add a little bit in there because there's a lot of people that use Streamlabs. There's a lot of people that use OBS and they don't know. There's a lot of people that are afraid to start because they don't know what to choose. Right. So that's why we talk about it. And hopefully, whichever one you are. Clearly, there are people like CuteBot who are using Streamlabs, and they are very successful at it. Now, of course, there's someone probably like Jaw behind it or Q Dragon who's going to be doing that and doing all the setup for her. But nevertheless, I mean, it is a functional system and it works great. So there's not any reason not to use it. It's like you said, you are an Android user and you find it probably confusing to use a system like that. I myself am an iPhone user, but here I am finding it more simple to use OBS, which is kind of an open source. They give you everything, and you can really mess up your system if you don't know what you're doing. So, yeah. So what else do you have for us in closing? What else do you got for us?
Well, for quite a long time, I had been trying to find an editing software because OBS doesn't really, from what I
Right.
could find, have an editing software for it.
Right.
But I just recently downloaded DaVinci Resolve,
Dude, I was gonna say it. I
which
was gonna say it.
uh, which I actually found through another YouTuber who was affiliated with um oh god, from Filmora.
Yes.
And I don't know, he had a couple videos near the end where he had been a lifetime subscriber to them, and all of a sudden they weren't going to let him do the updates for it and whatnot, but then they kind of got it updated for him. So I was
Wow.
like, I'm definitely not going to go for that, especially since it costs so much. But with DaVinci, I haven't really tried editing and posting yet, but I have messed around with just editing and seeing what I need, like to cut the video into or cut certain sections out of the video or whatnot. And it's got everything I need, and it's free right now.
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve 12, I think, is what it is, right?
I have 18.
18? Oh man, I got an old one. Oh man. I remember that there's maybe it is right. Maybe you're right. It's 18 and then there's a 19.
I need
So
19
you
soon.
had a trader who taught you about DaVinci Resolve. But yes, that was the one I was going to tell you. I was waiting for you to kind of get to your point and be like, have you tried DaVinci Resolve? I love DaVinci Resolve. It looks fun. I've just dabbled with it a little bit, but that's what I'm going to be using to edit my videos down.
Yeah, same here. I just need to actually have a day to be able to edit the videos that I'm streaming, because right now I've decided that I'm going to stream and then edit and post onto my YouTube channel. But for now, I just want to get enough videos streamed to where I have at least above 20 before I start posting onto YouTube. So
Sounds
that way I
good.
can have the followers come to YouTube and through Twitch.
So let me ask you. You mentioned YouTube. Where can we find you on Twitch and YouTube? In closing, what are your drops there for that?
So my YouTube channel is basically the same name as my Twitch, which I know is probably not the greatest to have, but it was easier for me. The only difference is that it's a capital T instead of a lowercase t, and an uppercase I as well for the first I.
And
But
you're talking about it's not the best to have them from YouTube to Twitch, is what you're saying?
well, honestly, I will go either way. If people on YouTube that I have subscribers for, how many subscribers do I even have for that right now? Sorry.
No problem. Yeah. Just trying to be able to get people once they see the video to route over to you. We've got a couple of people that are live right now viewing, but we also have people that will see this video and we want to route them over to you. So yeah. So what you could do, if possible, if you could just drop me a link and I'll post it in the description, so that way it'll be really easy for people to find you over on YouTube. And for those of you that are on Twitch, it's going to be really easy. It's Trainerichi, Trainerichi, and that's going to be it. It's going to be real simple. I'm also I've already followed to Trainerichi. I'm excited to watch Trainerichi be able to do some Pokemon, and apparently 7 Days to Die. I'm gonna have to download. I'm gonna have to try and steal some viewers from this guy. So I've already got goals for next week. So there you go. I think that's important, is trying to go through and get goals for next week. But in closing, anything else you got for us, Trainerichi?
Honestly, not really. I will say that if you're into like the TCG for Pokemon, I have the TCG game online, which is nice, and then I also have Pokemon Showdown, which is basically where you don't have to go through the grind of training and whatnot. You can just choose 6 Pokemon that you want and go into a battle with them,
And just go like ham on everyone. Just like dad with a Nerf gun in a house full of toddlers, just going crazy.
Yep, basically.
Sounds good. That's my game, man. I don't know if y'all know this, but I have a kid, so this is my thing. And my kid's finally at Nerf age, so I get to play Nerf with her, and it's fantastic. I just shoot her all day long. It's fantastic. It's a great stress reliever for those of you who are looking to do that. But no, yeah, that's a really good game. What game was that again?
Pokemon Showdown. I believe you
Pokemon
can just
Showdown.
Google it on. Well, Google it and it will come up. Maybe one of the first picks. But if anybody is interested in Pokemon ROM hacks, I actually have a site that I go to that is phenomenal for all the downloads. Now, granted, some of them don't always work with the version of emulator you're using for GBA, but you can also find some for DS as well. Have not been able to find any for the 3DS emulator wise, but the site I use for the GBA, which has more ROM hacks than any other thing that I have found, is here, I'll send you the link real quick.
Send me the link, and then we can post it up in there. I don't know if that's going to violate TOC, but this is not recommended, guys. You do the emulators at your own risk. Keep in mind, it's basically a much later version of a Game Shark. For us Game Boy users back in the day, but it's an emulator. It's going to go through and emulate being able to kind of compress down, make a game work where it wouldn't, or make a game kind of break open, and you can use some coding that's in the game that's normally not used, and that's what an emulator is. So for example, you could have a cartridge game, from back in the day, but it's able to be played where now with the memory cartridges and everything of today with, flash drives, instead of back in the day having, different cartridge games, you could have one game that has like 5,000 games on it. So that's kind of what the idea of an emulator is. Yeah, send it over, man, and I'll put it in. I see it. Trainerichi put it in. It was www.pokeharbor.com /category/IROM/GBA and that's going to get you for what you use. And this is going to be for your hacks that you use to be able to download for your emulators.
Yep.
Nice, guys. I'll post it in the go ahead.
Some of them I'm not 100% sure where I got them, like reborn, because it's been so long since I got them, but I'm sure that if you just type it into Google, it will come up. Actually, I think I got some of the Pokemon ROM hacks that I have from the Pokemon community website, the official Pokemon community website. If I remember correctly.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Way to go, Nintendo.
Right? And then there's also another cool thing. I forget where I got this program from, but if you have like an emulation for the original red, blue, yellow, so forth and so on, you can actually, with this program, randomize it to where you can have random starters for your picks, random wild Pokemon, random items. The opposing trainers have randomized, random abilities, random movesets. It is amazing. I don't really go with the moveset or abilities. I mainly just focus on the different Pokemon to go up against and just make it a little bit different, which is honestly best thing for a Nuzlocke. Because it makes it more challenging because you don't know what Pokemon you're going to wind up going up against.
I tell you, if I were to do that, I would go through and set it up to where as soon as I walk out of the first building, I'm going to be running into wild Charizards, wild Gyarados, and wild Mewtwo's all at level 3. And that's where I'm at, guys. But Trainerichi, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been fantastic, man. I love to be able to talk games with people, and hopefully we can circle back around in a little while and do another interview and kind of see where you're headed and how far you've traveled, and also definitely play 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, I'll be down for anything.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you later.
Thank you. All right. See
Bye.
ya.